Hi guys, this is how to play Imagine by John Lennon. I've arranged this so that it sounds exactly or as close as possible to the piano that is throughout the original recording. So we're using easy fingerstyle here. To make sure you're following a chord sheet that's accurate to what I'm showing you in this video, you want to check out my own chords and tab sheet, which are available on the website. It's $2.99 to get the full arrangement, but there's an easier version, just the chords and lyrics sheet up there for free if you so wish. Please check out the other tutorials that are on my channel by subscribing. Loads of fingerstyle songs coming your way over the next few weeks and indeed the rest of this year. Let's get straight in for a close-up on this classic song. Imagine by John Lennon. What a beautiful song, and this is my easy arrangement of it, mimicking the piano as much as possible. So we're going to be playing a C chord rather than that, like this, just with our first two fingers in place of the second and third finger, so we can play this riff. So here and here, okay? And with our finger picking, we're going to be plucking string 3 and 4 with fingers 1 and 2, so like this. Alternating these two, plucked together, with the thumb on the root note, which we're going to remain on a C note. So 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you've never done this technique before, I really recommend checking out my Ain't No Sunshine tutorial, where we get into this an awful lot more. Okay, with this one we're going to kind of crack on and get the riff really, because it's fairly straightforward. So bar 1 is repeated that pattern exactly 3 times. On the 4th time, on beat 4, we do add the 3rd finger. Okay, and we're adding 3, 2 and 1 plucked together, again to mimic the piano pattern. So we have just 2 fingers and all 3 fingers. And this is when we add the 3rd finger down, and this is basically an A minor shape, but what we're playing is an F over a C chord. We've got 2 notes from an F chord, but we've still got the root note on the C, again mimicking the piano pattern. We do it 3 times. And just to recap, 1st finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret, middle finger where it was before, 3rd finger directly underneath it. We're here. 1, 2, 3. And then we play the riff. I think that is absolutely fine to do 2 hammer-ons. Pick, hammer, hammer on the same string. If you find that too tricky, you can hammer on the middle finger and then pick the 3rd finger. But picking all 3, it's going to sound like da da da. It's not going to sound good. So we need the smoothness of the hammer on. But we can pick that last note. 2, 3, 4, all on string 3. That 2nd bar. Again, picking 4 is an option. So then we come back to the C chord, and this repeats in total 6 times. Twice for the intro. Remember, I'm working off the tab here that you can purchase on the website. It is there if you're not following it yet, so you can follow the structure. Twice for the intro, and then 4 times for the verse. So let's go through the intro first of all. 3, 4. 3rd finger to the F chord. We then repeat that a further 4 times, and then we're on to the chorus. Now we have some trickier things going on in the chorus, so we'll spend a bit of time on it, but I really think that is a fairly straightforward pattern for most beginners to learn. If you need more help in that, rewind through this video or check out some of my easier fingerstyle songs all on the website over here, and there's a playlist of them on YouTube as well. But we're going to get onto the chorus now, where we remain with this finger picking pattern exactly the same, but we're going to go from the F/C. So this would be, imagine all the people, okay, living for today. And this is where I've worked in a little bit of the melody as well, even the you, even that bit. So this is from the F/C, which is just like an A minor shape really. Same pattern as before. We have twice, straight to a normal E minor, D minor. It's not really, we're not even playing the first finger, so we could just hit these second and third finger here. Don't worry about your first finger, but we need to add the third finger here as well. So string 2, 3 and 4. And then back to a normal C, doing exactly the same thing. From bar 11, one more time. 3, 4. And you could hit all three strings all the time. It might be easier for a lot of people. The people. Rather than swapping from 2 to 3, experiment, see which you prefer. And then from bar 13, so on page 2, we've got the fingerstyle G, but we really only need the third finger down on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4 is adding the first finger from a C chord. And then a little finger going down for a sort of extended G chord. And then this is where we have the slide. Now that's all I've tabbed just to keep it a little easier. I think the slide will be enough for some people. So 3, 0 and 0 on strings 2, 3 and 4. And then the little finger. If you ever get from the slides and certain things, I washed my hands before I did this tutorial. My fingers are really sort of, they'll, if you've just washed your hands before you play guitar and do slides, they'll cut in more and often. So what I find really handy is to rub my beard. If you rub the tips of your fingers on the back of your neck, maybe if you don't have a beard, or just in your hair in general, it sort of lacquers them to make them more slidey across your strings. I don't know if it's particularly good for your strings, but it really digs me out of a hole sometimes when I need to do these sorts of slides. So if your fingers aren't slippy enough, give them a rub on the back of your head or something. And they should be nice and slidey. Also, you can get something called fast fret, if this is digging into your fingers a little bit, which makes them a bit more slippy. Also, maybe you just need a change of strings if you're if that is not quite slidey enough. So that last bar, the bar 13 to 14, 3, 4, living for today. And then we would go back, the double dot and the two lines mean that we'd go back to bar 3 and go back to the second line that's written. Imagine there's no countries. It's easy if you try. Nothing to kill or die for. Okay, going from there, and then it would again go through. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You can do a little slide down if you want. And then we're on to the middle 8, which, if you wanted to just sing it, F, G, if your finger picking hand's getting a little tired. Easy at F with the thumb over the top. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. If you so wish. But keeping the fingerstyle pattern the same, we'd be on the F over C. You may say to a G, just with the third finger. Bar 15 one more time for the middle 8. You may say to a standard C chord. Then a new one, it's an E major, which is technically out of key, but it does sound really beautiful. So E major with a 7, a dominant 7, so just an E7, mimics the piano part as well. Let me play that a couple of times for you to see the idea. 3, 4. That will be the whole thing. Hope someday you'll join us, and then, and the world will be as one. You could pluck that last C, or give it a strum. And then that is everything covered basically. So if you can do that first pattern, that's about as hard as the song gets. Maybe the chorus is a tougher part. So imagine all the people living for today. But on the whole, I think that's a really doable fingerstyle song for most beginners just getting used to it. And that is how to play Imagine by John Lennon. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check out loads of other fingerstyle tutorials when you do. They're all on my website and YouTube channel, and we have a full fingerstyle course coming in September of 2017. So watch out for that one. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you again in another lesson.